I first found out that I had kidney disease after I did a physical in high school. At that point, I was diagnosed with stage 3 chronic kidney disease. I was 17 years old, about to leave high school. I'm entering into college. I think I just came to a point where I was just so frustrated with, like, you know, my current situation. I'm a PhD student, I'm working, I'm doing dialysis, and I'm tired, like I'm exhausted. Whenever I started to go through dialysis, that's when I first started being evaluated for a kidney transplant at Jefferson.
Oh yeah, how you been?
Health equity scholars have been raising alarm bells about the way race has been misused in clinical algorithms for decades. And so even despite lots and lots of outcry, concerns, and critique, it took a long time for these things to change. Unfortunately, in a lot of clinical algorithms, the way that race and ethnicity has been integrated is in a way that assumes that it's normal to have a different outcome for people who are people of color. So for Black patients, the threshold for being diagnosed as having chronic kidney disease, or even being qualifying for evaluation for a kidney transplant, or qualifying for wait time on a transplant list, was shifted in a way that made Black people look healthier than everyone else at the same value.
You'll hear this from many doctors that race is a social construct. It is not a biological construct. And if we ever use race for any formulas, we have to make sure that there are definite clinical benefits to using it. And the inclusion of race in the GFR formula, it has not stood that test.
But it's a little jarring when you just open up your mail one day and it says, hey, we acknowledge that the GFR scores has this racial aspect to it, and we're working to rectify. I remember just like reading that letter over and over again, and I was like, what's going on here? Like, has anybody else heard about this? I never knew. This is saying that I should have been on the list in 2015. I didn't get on the list until 2019.
Your blood work on 8th. Your kidney function is excellent. Creatinine is 1. Yay.
We literally went through easily 600 records. We were so excited that if we are able to get this done, many of our African American patients will get additional time and make it to transplantation.
I got the call, it's time, I'm in the hospital getting ready for my transplant.
This is a great example of the fact that actually health inequities are completely avoidable, they're unjust, and they're remediable as well. The impact is massive, and my hope is that we'll learn from this process such that new algorithms that are being generated are using race in a way that advances health equity instead of normalizing and assuming racial differences in health outcomes.
The difference between my life before and after transplant is a complete 180. This thing that I've been working towards, and this thing that I've kind of like romanticized and like thought about for so long, is finally here. We're finally here, like in this moment that we didn't think was coming for a very long time.